What's going on? One more again. This is your boy Mason Parker, the favorite friendly neighborhood poet MC. I'd like to welcome you to my weekly vlog. I've been away for a while, and I can't wait to catch you guys up on what I've been up to, what I've been pursuing, and the new things that are on the horizon when it comes to my career, and the new things that I'm trying to get into. Of course, like any artist worth his salt, I'm trying to add to that repertoire, you know what I mean? So I invite you on to the journey with me. I think it's gonna be fun, so hopefully stay along for the ride. Some of you may be aware, some of you are not, that I spent about a year in LA working on my comic book, The Paperback Hero Saga, which also has a score and a short film that we're developing for it. And once I did that, I came back to Charlotte to tend to my children and just get back to me, the person, you know what I mean? And in doing that, I realized that I was kind of in a sunset when it came to a certain season of my career, and that my priorities were different. I no longer wanted the things I used to want as a 20-something-year-old, and I began to kind of struggle with embracing that. You know, it's kind of hard to accept that things aren't necessarily going to go exactly the way you plan for them to go. Because I mean, if you had asked where I would be at now when I was like 18, 19, 20 years old, I would have told you something totally different than what the actual case is, trust me. So I mean, that's just a part of life, that's just a part of growing up. Things don't happen the way you plan, but when you work for something so hard and then you start to realize, okay, I'm gonna have to pivot, you know, that takes a process, you know. Like I had to mourn the artist that I was, not just because not because like something like my dreams or whatever weren't possible anymore, but more so because I had to accept the fact that now I want different things out of life, and therefore it would take me down a different path that I didn't anticipate going down, you know. And then also I had to mourn the fact that my whole career I've been like Quill the MC, you know, whatever, and that was it. You know, I mean, I'm an actor, I'm a spoken word artist, I'm a host, and radio personality and all that, but all that centered around being an MC, right? And so what I realized coming back home, getting older, experiencing, you know, what I experienced in LA, learning about the industry, learning about where it's at, where the game is at, I just realized that I had to change that up. Like, we live in an age where very few people really care about whether or not you can actually rap. Very few people care about your artistic prowess, and they don't really care how dope your art is as much as they care about how popular you already are, or as much as they care about like how much you personally can entertain them. Like the game is like completely different now. We live in an age where whether I like you or not comes before whether I like your art or not. I have to decide if I like you first, and then I decide if I like your art. And we see that with acts like Drake. We see that like everybody that's gotten on in the last, you know, I'll say 7 years, it's been that kind of formula, you know. Sell yourself and sell your brand, and then people buy into your brand. It's not necessarily about, oh, this is a dope song. You can have the dopest song in the world, and if people either have never heard of you or haven't already decided that they like who you are, then it doesn't really matter. Now, if you have dope music, a lot of times that can get people more curious about who you are, and they'll go look to see, yo, where's this dope music coming from? But if you don't have anything to keep their attention, then you're just a song on their playlist, maybe, hopefully, you know what I'm saying? And so adjusting to this new climate, I won't even say it's that new, but just kind of catching up to it and learning the things that I learned was a difficult adjustment to me, because I felt like, yo, I bring so much to the table as an artist, I bring so much to the table as a contributor, that, you know, it's a little disheartening when you don't feel like those things are being valued, you know, by the masses. Because I mean, as an artist, I've been fortunate to do a lot of things on my own, but I've never had the numbers that matched, you know, how the things that I've been able to do, the people that I've been able to touch with my art. If you look at my digital numbers and everything, it's not reflective of how many people I perform for, how long I've been doing it, none of that. And so what I realized is that all these gears need to turn simultaneously. Like everything has to be on 10 in order for you to, you know, get enough traction to get out the mud, you know? And so coming back, I realized that I was tired. I was exhausted. I needed to sit still for a second. And sometimes I actually gave this advice to Lute. Shout out Lute, shout out Dreamville. But I gave this advice to Lute right before he got signed to Dreamville. And it was around the time when he was getting a lot of pressure from all sides about releasing new music. He hadn't released anything since his first mixtape that got national attention, which was West 1999. And everybody was like, yo, when's the next tape? When's the next tape? When's the next tape? And I told him, I said, yo, take care of Luther first, and Lute will follow, because Lute is the narrative of Luther, right? So my art is the narrative of everything that's going on in my life. So if I'm not putting my energy into making my life the way I want it to be and just embracing that journey, then my artistic side is going to suffer as well, because one, I don't have anything to talk about, and then two, you're stressing yourself out about something that ultimately isn't in your control, instead of focusing on the things that are actually in your control, which is your life, right? You can't control how people feel about your music. You can't control about whether people decide to press play or whatever. You have to control what you can control and put out music because you're an artist and you love putting out music and you want ears on it, and the ears that you get, you're grateful for. You do it because Dawood Anabuele, who's the author and the illustrator of Brother Man comic, gave me some great advice once, and he just said, yo, your creativity should not be a burden. It shouldn't be what drives you. It shouldn't be the driving force. It should be something that you enjoy. And the minute that you stop enjoying it, you need to stop and reassess what's going on, why you're doing it, how you're doing it, how you're going about it. Your entire process needs to be scrutinized at that point, because that's not how it's supposed to be. And so once I realized that, it made me kind of step back, like, okay, I need to really, really reevaluate why I'm doing what I'm doing. Am I doing it for you? Or am I doing it for me first with the hopes that you rock with it, right? And I think that's what any artist worth his salt needs to ask himself is, okay, why am I, like, okay, I'm not getting the results that I want. Maybe I should tweak some things, but at the end of the day, why am I doing this? You know, am I doing it to get rich and famous? Am I doing it as a means to an end? Am I doing it to help somebody else? Or am I doing it to help myself? Or am I doing it for all the reasons that really, really matter? Or am I doing it, like I said, just for a means to an end? Just to make some money, just to get a check, just to say I got a deal, whatever it may be. And those things may never come. But what will for sure come if you stay consistent and put your nose to the grindstone is that you will touch somebody. Your artwork will be significant to the people that it needs to be significant to. So as I came back to Charlotte, you know, I was taking some time to just be still. I never stopped creating. That's the thing. Never stopped creating, but I stopped worrying about what I was going to do with what I was creating, and I just did it, you know. And eventually, the direction just came to me, and things started to fall into place. And I don't know, a lot of y'all follow me, and for those who don't, I released a promo track last week, and I got on Shook by DaBaby. Big shout out to DaBaby. I'm very proud of what he's doing. And in a little bit, we're gonna do a lyric breakdown about that because I got a lot of interesting feedback. Big shout out to everybody that shared that record, and you can go check it out on my SoundCloud. The link's somewhere down there. And in a minute, we're gonna do a lyrical breakdown. So because I got some interesting feedback, so a lot of people thought that I was like coming at DaBaby's neck, which I wasn't. But it's hip hop, you know what I'm saying? You the hottest artist out right now. So, of course, I'm gonna get on your beat. I'm from the other side of Charlotte, throw them thumbs in the sky. Where they gentrify the hood, where my people reside. Alright. So, the way this whole thing happened, I was actually in the studio with my man Hollywood. Big shout out H Wood. If y'all need, you know, go holler at my man H Wood for all of your production, mixing, and engineering needs, man. That's a solid dude right there, man. I really fucks with that dude. Alright, so me and H Wood was actually hanging out in the studio, and we got into a conversation, as most cats that hang out in the studio do. And you know, basically we just talking about like equal representation in hip hop, and you know what DaBaby's doing for Charlotte. And I mean, it to me as an MC, like, I'm not a dick rider or nothing like that, but at the same time, like, it'd be remiss of me as the voice of the people to just not like address, you know, his existence. Like, that's kind of weird to me to just act like he ain't there. But and that what's going on in Charlotte is not what's going on in Charlotte. You feel me? For every Flavor Flav, you need a Chuck D, right? For every Chuck D, you gotta have a Flavor Flav. Like, and for those of y'all who ain't even old enough to understand that reference, like, for every ratchet nigga, you gotta have like the lyricist backpack nigga. You know what I'm saying? For every J. Cole, you need a Lil Uzi Vert. And actually, Lil Uzi Vert started out a lot like J. Cole, but anyway, I digress. You need that balance. You need equal representation. And the issue that I'm seeing with what the national perception of Charlotte is like, they only think that there's one thing here. And I felt like it was my duty to show them the variety. I ain't slanging, but I'm blanking just like that other guy. Still put a nigga on his back for coming fucking with mine. That's tough talk, no plug walk. Fuck niggas be throwing so much salt. I done stood on the corner at the bus stop, hustle hard for the little bit that I got. Not a father and work an overnight job. Fresh off TV, back to retail. Hit the stew all the time, praying I pop. So when I dream, I see it in detail. Fuck niggas be throwing so much salt. You know what I'm saying? Anybody ask around, you know, like, I got stripes. Like, I've been out here grinding. Like, I ain't no spring chicken out here. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's just kind of a nod to the fact that I work for this. You know what I'm saying? The fact that I ain't taking no shortcuts. I ain't trying to get on somebody else's fame or whatever, something like that. You know what I'm saying? And paying homage to the grind. You know, fresh off TV, back to retail. Like, there's so many cats in the game that are like in the game that have day jobs. Why? Because you need money, nigga. The average millionaire has 7 streams of income. So if you're limiting yourself by like, oh, I'm just gonna do this rap shit, then you're doing exactly that. You're limiting yourself. You know what I'm saying? Nobody ran all up in my spot. I didn't shoot nor did I get shot. I ain't risking my life for a like or the likes of some niggas that don't care if I die. Nobody gives a fuck if you can rap. What they want to know is, can we make money off of you? Yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. Not everybody built like that. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody is built to make their lives a spectacle and stuff like that. Not everybody's life is even that interesting. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that they're not dope artists. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's kind of messed up that it's gotten to a point where it's not about the music anymore. You know what I'm saying? It's about everything around the music. And it's really not no shot against DaBaby, more so as it's a shot against the standard. You know what I'm saying? Even though there's two sides of Charlotte, we all repping, we all working towards the same goal, and that is to put the city on the map, to put the market on the map, to feed our kids, to take care of our families. What I'm all about is the unification of the scene. You know what I'm saying? Like, I show love to everybody. You You know what I mean? Whether they show back or not is on them, but I show love to everybody and I show with utmost respect to everybody. So, you know, similar to how you can have one street in Charlotte, you know, Trade turns into Betty's Ford and so on and so forth, and they got every social-economic class on that one street. That's what makes Charlotte beautiful. The same thing, metaphorically, from a hip-hop aspect, is what makes Charlotte beautiful. You know what I'm saying? We all doing different things, but we all trying to get to the same place, and that's what's important. Yeah. Whole lot of Charlotte shit, you know what I'm saying? North. Yeah. I'm from the other side of Charlotte, throw them thumbs in the sky, where they gentrify the hood, where my people reside. I ain't slanging, but I'm blanking just like that other guy. What up? Put a nigga on his back for coming fucking with mine. That's tough talk, no plug walk. Fuck niggas be throwing so much salt. I done stood on the corner at the bus stop, hustle hard for the little bit that I got. 9 to 5, then work an overnight job. Fresh off TV, back to retail. Hit the stool all the time, praying I pop. So when I dream, I see it in detail. Nobody ran all up in my spot. I didn't shoot nor did I get shot. I ain't risking my life for a like or the likes of some niggas that don't care if I die. Fuck you. No shocking, no. They ODB, they like it raw. No sex involved, these bitches know I'm coming hard. They on their guard, don't block your blessing, don't be alarmed. Just chillin' out, I'm giving lessons you can't afford. Two sides of Charlotte, we all about it on one accord. Same street, call it Trade or Betty Ford. Backpacker, I'm savage, I'm snapping faster than average. I tackle tablets in battle with adjectives, saddle slaying and master it. Nasty as I may have to get smashed the beat, then I pass the bitch. Imitations ain't half of it. Son of man, immaculate. Taxing niggas for rapping shit. Knock 'em out my bracket, then bragging about what's happening. You can't fuck with me, dog, I can't fathom it. I don't think your vocab is long enough to handle it. That's cool, he's strong, think he a candidate. Hit him like a bong on one of these college campuses. I'm fucking dope, feel it running through my veins. I don't just be rapping, nigga, I found purpose in my pain. So they feel me when I say that I be filling up my lane. Had to hop up on this beat so you can see we ain't the same. Alright.